All right, hello everyone, welcome to the video. In this video, I want to do a quick discussion of the AMA that just happened, hosted by Daniele Siesta on behalf of the Frog Nation, Sushi, Time, Ice, and Abracadabra. So as you can see, this happened about an hour ago as of the time of this recording, and there was about 5,000 people there at its max, so a lot of good turnout for it. There was simultaneously another hangout that was happening with Naval, Chris Dixon, a few other big names in Web3, and that also had 5,000. So you can really see the community of the Frog Nation when they come out and support something that they like. They really show their support in a big way. So yeah, it just ended. If I can find a recording of this AMA, I'm going to leave a link to it down in the description, so make sure to check the description for that link. But yeah, I'm going to discuss a few things that were talked about in this AMA. So if we come over here, the main focus of this was how the Frog Nation ecosystem, which if you don't know are currently Popsicle Finance, Wonderland, and Abracadabra.money, how that ecosystem can benefit from the synergies between these three, as well as possibly adding Sushi into the mix in the future. So if you haven't watched my previous video, it's about the proposal on Sushi Swap right now to bring some community members in from the Frog Nation, these three projects, into Sushi and help it become the DEX on all chains, so across every chain. So go ahead and watch that video. I'll leave a link to it right here if you haven't already. All right, so some of the main ideas that were discussed is exactly what each of these projects' role in the Frog Nation ecosystem is going to be. So Popsicle Finance is going to be the DeFi market maker. So what that means is a market maker will you can deposit funds into it, and it will find people who want to use those funds, just like any other DEX, right? But the DeFi market maker, it means you deposit money into this protocol, and it will find other protocols that it can use to get yield on your money. So whether that be on Avalanche, Ethereum, Phantom, whatever chains are out there, it's going to go to all those chains and find you the best yield. So that's what Popsicle Finance's role is going to be in this ecosystem. Wonderland is a little bit more confusing. It's changed quite a bit and it's still in flux, but I think what is starting to form in a lot of people's minds about what Wonderland is going to be is it's kind of an investment first protocol. So you put your money in here and they're going to get a yield for you. The people who manage the treasury are going to get a yield. Daniele in the AMA mentioned that the treasury is currently getting about a 30% APR, which is great. I mean, if you work hard and do a lot of your own research and put a lot of your own time into DeFi, you can get higher returns than 30%. I wouldn't say it's extremely hard to get higher returns, but the risk is going to be higher, and you have to put in a lot of your own time. So Wonderland is kind of like the just set it and forget it investment firm. You give them your money and they're going to invest it for you and get you that 30% return on your money. Not only are they going to get you that 30%, but they're also going to look at other areas that they could potentially deploy their treasury to. So what that means is, hey, if we see an opportunity to work with a game studio and take a piece of that game's revenue, and that's going to get us a huge return, we can deploy our treasury there. If there is some other crazy idea, something that was thrown around but kind of as a joke, is like, okay, we could use our treasury to purchase a McDonald's. It wasn't really serious. I mean, that could happen possibly, but I mean, it's just an example. If there was some investment opportunity outside of DeFi in the real world, let's say, we could deploy that money out there in order to get a yield on it. So that's kind of what Wonderland is shaping up to be, which is interesting because how Wonderland started was not, it didn't really have a solid vision, and it still doesn't really, but the vision is starting to form in the community, I believe, and I'm liking the way that Wonderland is going. The third member of this trifecta right here, the current Frog Nation trifecta, is Abracadabra, which is just the central bank. So it's the place you go to borrow money from and lend your money out to other people. MIM has gotten a ton of exposure recently. They mentioned in the AMA that it was actually Magic Internet Money was mentioned in that really long 4-hour brief of the House. for those in the U.S., it's the House is one of our governmental bodies, but there's a 4-hour conversation between a lot of crypto people and members of the House, and Magic Internet Money was mentioned in that, which is great. It's just getting a lot of traction and being used a ton in DeFi. And so this is just the central bank. It's where people go to get leverage, borrow money, and loan their money out. So that's currently the 3 projects that are part of the Frog Nation. Now let's go over SushiSwap. How is acquiring SushiSwap going to be beneficial to SushiSwap and these 3 protocols? Well, the theory is that currently there is one missing piece of these 3 protocols, and that's a DEX. So the kind of foundation of DeFi is to give people the ability to trade their assets for different assets, whether that just be for speculation or just to provide liquidity and get a yield off of those assets. So that's kind of missing from the current Frog Nation protocols. And SushiSwap, obviously, huge DEX, probably one of the second most popular DEXs behind Uniswap, but it just has a lot of holes that are currently not being taken advantage of, such as it's very underutilized on the Avalanche ecosystem. And so if SushiSwap comes in here, it not only gives this synergy between these 4 protocols, it not only boosts these. For example, on Wonderland, a lot of people will take their wrapped memo, deposit it into Abracadabra, and then go to Trader Joe and trade their MIM for more time. So that loop right there, currently they have to go out of the Frog Nation ecosystem into Trader Joe. If SushiSwap is a part of the ecosystem, it would all just be contained within the Frog Nation ecosystem, and everyone who has a piece of any 4 of these projects would benefit from that action, from those trading fees that are flowing through SushiSwap. And SushiSwaps, in my last video about the merger with Frog Nation and SushiSwap, I showed that the total value locked at the time in Avalanche on SushiSwap was only like $600,000 or something, like extremely small compared to the $1 billion, $3 or $4 billion, I can't remember, that's currently on SushiSwap in the Ethereum ecosystem. So there's just a ton of money that could flow into SushiSwap on Avalanche and some other smaller chains that is going to other DEXs, and there's no reason that it needs to be going to those other DEXs. I mean, SushiSwap is an excellent DEX, and if the marketing and the community supports SushiSwap, a lot of that money can flow from those other DEXs into SushiSwap and really boost this community as a whole. So that was kind of the main thesis that was discussed in the AMA, and just talking about, just expanding upon the idea of acquiring Sushi and describing exactly what each of these projects' role in the ecosystem is going to be. Daniele was very, he expressed his feelings towards the Frog Nation and how he wants it to be a community of people who are in it for each other and not just for these bigger in VCs and large whales in the ecosystem, which I thought was really cool. I mean, personally, I think that's a great thing to have. It is about the money. I mean, none of us, let's not get it wrong, none of us are in here just for the ideology. We all want to make money, but the nice thing about that ideology of looking out for each other, looking out for the smaller people, the smaller investors, is that attitude actually contributes to more gains for all of us. So yeah, hopefully there will be some good movement in the future to kind of consolidate these 4 projects and make them more cohesive with each other. I think that would just be great for all 4 of them. I can't really see too much of a downside, but that being said, there's still the open proposals on Wonderland's forum and SushiSwap's forum, so go check those out. I'll leave links to those below. If you have any questions for me, please leave a comment below. Subscribe to catch more videos. I'm going to be releasing updates as soon as I hear about anything about these 4 protocols, so definitely subscribe to catch those as quickly as possible. Like the video if you enjoyed it. If you like my content, I did start a Patreon, and this is mainly just for me to post videos on before I release them to YouTube, just to give my supporters a little bit of a head start on any news I'm dropping or alpha. I'm also planning on releasing exclusive content on there for investment opportunities that I come across or anything like that. So yeah, if you feel like supporting me, totally optional, of course. You can get a lot of the content for free still on YouTube, but check out the description below and see if it's something you want to support me on. That's the Patreon link. That'll be in the description below. That being said, thanks a lot for watching. Let me know your thoughts on the current state of the Frog Nation and these 4 projects, and I hope to see you again soon in another video. Have a great rest of your day.